Today on the workbench, we're going to try to get a handle on photography. This is a Maboto Pistol Grip handle. I'm not sure if it has a model number to it. If it does offer one, then by the magic of editing, I'll ensure I include it on the screen. The construction of this handle is really good, solid plastic. Has nice rubbery grip on it, on the handle part. We have a set screw up here, which operates the 1/4x20 screw up top here. It's real easy to access underneath this wing or table, which also has nice rubber on it as well. We have place for a lanyard. This product does not come with a lanyard, so you'll have to acquire one separately. And on the bottom, we have a plastic 1/4x20 standard tripod mount screw. That's right, if you haven't guessed it by now, by all this debris here, you mount your camera to this. I bought this for these small bodied cameras, which are really a pain in the butt to handle. I find myself, especially on this model, to always hit these controls here, let alone this one, and you knock it out of sync often. And in fact, as I was powering down, I think I noticed I was accidentally recording, so I have to confirm that. Also, sometimes you're worried about placement of the microphone element and the lens. So with this, that kind of takes that away. You have nice, good, secure footing for your camera. It takes away the joy of accidentally hitting controls that you really don't want to hit. It also allows you to firmly hold onto this camera, or small-bodied camera, and by doing so, you're also able to control it a lot easier. You know, the jitteries or the shakes or whatnot, you can control it a lot easier, a lot smoother. I paid $7.78 with free shipping for the handle. Well worth it. You don't necessarily have to use it with video cameras. Any small body camera, this will work on just fine. If you have issues with your hands and small things are an issue, but you still like to do video or still photography, this handle is definitely well worth its $8. So we mount it here on a small body and there. So now you have a nice handle on a small bodied camera that you could control a lot easier than trying to hold it or normally would. You just hold it and click. It's also great with these small cameras as well because they do have video, and so you're able to control your video a lot smoother, a lot easier, a lot nicer. I like small bodied cameras because they're great to put in your shirt pocket, but they are a pain in the butt to handle more than a few seconds. If you're like me, you always try to take perfect video, perfect pictures, and sometimes things outside of your control are not very conducive. Works great on this style of camera as well. To be honest with you, I've only used this handle, oops, look at that, I put it on backwards. I guess that's great if I want to take video of myself, right? And you can see that it mounts. It has plenty of pedestal, so you don't have to worry about your camera falling off. With this kind of camera, it's easy as well. You can control so much easier. Now, as I was saying, I've only used this handle one time in real world application. I have not yet finished editing that video, but I will add a little bit of that video in this video since it does tie to this product. I used it with this camera, and this is a Kodak ZI-10. Now, you could also use this product with other cameras as well. It don't necessarily have to be with small bodied cameras. You could use it on a standard DSLR. The caveat to this is, as you can see, nice big foot here to handle these bigger bodied cameras. Now again, you have good control with DSLR. The caveats with this, of course, is if you're going to use the handle, you need to keep this hand free so you can focus. And it would really be best if you just used prime lenses over zoom lenses. Zoom lenses, you'd have to zoom in, zoom out, and then focus. With primes, you just stuck at one setting on millimeters, and then you just control your focus. And you could do that pretty easy. Do you have to use it on DSLRs? Can you use it on a standard camcorder? You betcha you can. I just so happen to have one of those here as well. Now this is not a good camera. Well, I guess you could. I guess you don't need to have the LCD screen out. You can put that to your eye and you can control the camera a lot better. Definitely a lot easier than trying to hold the camera like this and deal with this big fat body. But if you wanted to, look at that. You got 2 points of good, firm, solid control over your camera. Again, to help stabilize the video. Especially in these older cameras or these small body cameras that does not have image stabilization, you want to ensure you have as much contact as possible. Some of the rules in photography, they also apply to videography, is stability. Over the years, I've learned how to flail my arms up like this to act as a counterbalance when I'm shooting a DSLR video or a heavy camcorder. I find it when I do that, it makes it a lot easier to hold the camera for an hour or two. Yeah, it wears you out, but it's a lot better than this, or I should say in a scenario like this. So you have these 2 points, you're good and sturdy. You could pop your arms out like that. You could also tuck your arms in and hold them firm to your body. More points of contact for stability, the better. And again, on these kind of cameras, what's your palsy hand gonna do? Up underneath like that? Yeah, but then it's gonna get in the way of the lens, accidentally turn it off, or hit some other button. For $8, it's well worth it. And like I said, it's a good, solid, stable product. The caveats I started to mention, you would not want to use it on a big, heavy system such as this. This lens alone weighs probably more than 1956 Buick, and that's no lie. I could muscle this lens, I could comfortably get 4 or 5 shots out of it, and it's heavy. And then after that, you want to mount it to a tripod. You could mount it to the bottom of your DSLR. In this scenario, all the weight is here on the lens. For this scenario, it's horrible, but you could do it. This would take some of the weight off to some degree, not by much, but to some. This really is not a recommendation. But you say, Jack, we don't have a camera that General Sherman would be so proud to use as part of his artillery. What if we had a little bit smaller camera, such as this Kodak Nikon DCS-315? Well, this is still a pretty big, massive camera in its own right. It would work, could work, but not really. Your handle is down here, you know, your trigger's up here, and your lens is up here. On a body like this, not at all, not recommended. I would definitely stick with small-bodied DSLRs, bridge cameras, or other forms of point and shoot. That camera's so heavy, I have to prop it up on that camera. Now, as far as video cameras are concerned, you could mount it on one about that size. Again, it's going to offer another point of contact. On this style of camera, you have the top handle to lug the camera around, as well as the hand strap. So you could do that, and that would help. Most of the time though, you're probably going to be using a camera similar to this. In video, you generally do everything manual, but there are scenarios like doing these videos. The camera I'm recording with is definitely an auto focus because I can't control the video, camera, and subject at the same time. So when you are behind the camera, it's manual. When you do run manual, you could definitely use it in this scenario. That would work. Again, I would not use a camera this size, too much bigger than this camera. It's big, heavy. And if you did use a camera this size, again, that's a plastic tripod mount. You would not want to trust that to your gear. It break, and for $8 you just lost your $5,000+ camera. Not worth it. To recap, this handle, this is a fantastic product. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would, wholeheartedly. Can't beat it for the price. Like I said, less than $8. The quality build is really good. Nice rubber grip on it, so you get a good secure holding on it. It's It's not uncomfortable in the hand. There's no ridges, hard ridges that would hurt. Everything's nice and soft and comfortable. Again, ideal for small-bodied cameras, especially for those that may have issues with their hands, gripping on things, touching things. Maybe you got neuropathy in your hands and you just have a hard time feeling what you're doing. Definitely well worth it. Definitely well worth putting it on your smaller video cameras for stability reasons alone. Did not come with a lanyard. Wished it did, but you know what? Lanyards are cheap. You can get those off of eBay for nothing. Definitely put one on. When I went out the one time with this, I had, again, this camera mounted onto that handle. Had this camera strapped around my neck. Not that lens though, but another heavy lens. When I got done shooting video, or when I wanted to take still photos, I all of a sudden found I had no place to put this. Luckily, I was able to shove this in my shirt pocket with the handle hanging out. But there may be a scenario where that might not be a viable option. I feel pretty strong and confident with that product. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and we'll catch you in the next one.